You're welcome to OGTV News with me, Mojisala Shulaja. Our top stories. Ogun government approves the construction of 2.35 kilometers journalist estate road. New service chiefs resume duty as President Buhari seeks National Assembly's approval. Federal government to concession 12 highways, partners private sector and road maintenance. European Union approves special vaccines for 18 years and above. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
And on sports tonight, Australian Open tennis players begin to exit hotel quarantine. I am Emmanuel Dasauli. Join me for this and more stories on the sports segment of the news.
The Ogun State Executive Council has approved for immediate reconstruction of the 2.35 kilometers journalist estate road at Arepu in Obafemi Wode local government area of the state. According to the Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Ade Akinsoya, preliminary work has already commenced and the contractor is expected to mobilize to site this weekend. Akinsoya said the project has a 9-month construction period, adding that the road, which is 30 meters wide and stone pavement, when completed, will be fully illuminated with street lights, laybys, and other exotic road furniture. The Ogun State government has joined the rest of the world to celebrate the World Neglected Tropical Diseases Day for the year 2021, calling on stakeholders to increase the level of awareness for the diseases. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, while addressing a press conference as part of activities to commemorate the day, said the neglected tropical diseases are caused by parasites and bacteria which are mainly associated with poverty and common in environments with poor hygiene, inadequate or lack of potable water supplies, and poor living conditions. She said Nigeria is Africa's most affected country with about 25% of local cases of neglected tropical diseases in the continent, adding that 80% of the population of Ogun State is at risk of at least 2 of the diseases.
The truth is that NTDs are preventable and curable and will not be neglected by this administration with support from our partners. The measures thus far in line with the vision of His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun is to enhance the well-being of Ogun State citizens, which includes school-based deworming activities, which last year covered 532,000 school-aged children. Likewise, approximately 1.7 million residents were provided with free treatment to prevent transmission of onchocerciasis.
Minister said the state government has contributed to a massive reduction of neglected tropical diseases in the state through its yearly school-based deworming exercise and community-based treatment exercise across the endemic local government areas. She noted that since 90% of neglected tropical diseases are hygiene-related diseases, Ogun State Ministry of Health has trained community mobilizers to sensitize 1,620 households on hygiene promotion, as well as distribute hand-washing buckets, soaps, and face masks to 423 health facilities in 9 local government areas of the state, thus integrating neglected tropical diseases eradication into COVID-19 response. She said, in addition, the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, in collaboration with the State Ministry of Rural Development, through the Water Sanitation and Hygiene Program, has implemented 157 water supply projects in local government areas, adding that it will help reduce the burden of neglected tropical diseases in the state. The Commissioner also called on all stakeholders, including policymakers, religious leaders, the media, school administrators, traditional leaders, parents, and other well-meaning residents to take action in ending the neglect for neglected tropical diseases, adding that this will lead to elimination of the diseases in the state in the nearest future. The 2021 goats and ruminant plague vaccination exercise in Ogun State has been flagged off in Imala under Abeokuta North local government area of the state. The state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, represented by the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adiola Odedino, while performing the flag-off, said the position of the community as the #1 in goat farming informed the decision to commence the exercise in Imala. Matthew Shomi reports.
Has been at the forefront of livestock farming in Ogun State, and this is why the government is flagging off the vaccination here. With this flag-off exercise in the Imala area of Abeokuta North local government, the State Ministry of Agriculture, through the Ogun State Agricultural Development Program, plans to vaccinate 16,000 goats and ruminants with 5,000 farmers as beneficiaries across all the local governments in the state. Addressing the farmers, Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adiola Odedino, said in line with the renewed focus of the government on improved nutrition and production of nutritious food, the government is determined to stamp out the highly contagious ruminant diseases, transboundary viral diseases of ruminants with associated morbidity and mortality impeding the production capacity of the state.
Ogun State government will continue to support all classes of farmers, including smallholder farmers who rely on income and nutrition through rearing of household animals and cultivation of small area of land.
The commissioner then performed the official vaccination of some of the animals with the expression of the commitment of the administration to achieve all-round development in the agriculture sector to create more opportunities for people to improve their livelihood.
This community is known, and some of that, for rearing animals, for food and money. And you can see the aged, you can see the mamas. That is what they know how to do best, to rear goats and animals, eat, shit, and sell. Some of them use it to sponsor education, of their grandchildren, to do this and that. So we are into all-inclusive agricultural intervention in Ogun State.
The program manager of Ogun State Agricultural Development Program, Mrs. Taiwo Ayosonwo, and the technical officer promised that all goats and ruminant farmers in the state will be reached with the vaccination. The farmers appreciated the state government for helping to protect the animals against common diseases affecting them. The commissioner was earlier at the palace of Omola of Imala, Oba Apostle Adelani Olabode, where he intimated him with the programs of the government for the area. Oba Olabode used the occasion to inform the commissioner that the community is ready to fully harness its potentials in livestock farming by setting up the first cattle ranch in the state.
What a good observation, because this is the food basket for the state.
He expressed the total support of the people for the government. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
The Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, has tasked a member representing Ijebu North, Ijebu East, Ogun Waterside Federal Constituency, Honorable Adesegun Abdulmajid Adekoya, to engage necessary government agencies with a view to following due process in the implementation of intervention development projects, especially road construction and drainages in the communities within his constituency. Honorable Oluomo, who threw the challenge while responding to the submissions of his deputy, Honorable Oludare Kadiri, who spoke under personal explanation during plenary held at the Assembly Complex, Ukemoson, Abeokuta, explained that the present administration, under the leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun, remains committed to accommodating collaborative efforts that will complement its developmental programs across the state. Kolawole Osho's report is presented in this package.
The Deputy Speaker, Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Oludare Kadiri, in his submission on the personal explanation, debunked a rumor flying around in his constituency that the state government ordered the stoppage of the construction of Igon Road, embarked upon by the lawmaker representing Ijebu North, Ijebu East, and Ogun Waterside Federal Constituency, Honorable Abdulmajid Adekoya, but rather requested for the submission of structural design of the roads for verification and assessment in line with the stipulated standard. Honorable Kadiri, while outlining roads which surface were already excavated for construction by Honorable Adekoya, which he failed to complete, to include Fidigbade, Ishamuro, Abobi, and Ayegbami roads, enjoined the federal lawmaker to ensure that all roads he had opened up were fixed, just as he had called on him to follow due process on the reconstruction of Igor Road. Honorable Kadri also complained about the negligence of the CCECC to its host communities, noting that the company had refused to put up any corporate social responsibility project for the benefit of the host communities, but had continued to cause damage to roads within the area due to the weight of heavy-duty vehicles.
Our honorable member, Honorable Monjit Adekoya, representing us in the House of Rep, came up with some road projects, namely Ishamuro Road, Fidigbade Road, Kuku Frontage, and other projects that he started as far as abandoned. And he's now shifting the blame on the state government, and the state government stopped him from continuing those projects. Sir, the commissioner further confirmed to me that the state did not stop Honorable Monjit Adekoya from constructing roads in Agbowo.
Reacting to the submission, the Speaker, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, noted that the federal lawmaker was expected to liaise with the state government through the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure on modalities and construction specifications for the smooth construction of standard roads to aid human and vehicular movements.
The state government is not stopping Honorable Ataka from constructing the road, but rather to follow due process. Simply, nobody is stopping him.
Speaker Oluomo equally directed the House Committee on Industry, Trade and Investment to engage the management of the quarry company being operated by the China Civil Engineering Construction Company, CCECC, and the youth in the host communities of the company on the implementation of the corporate social responsibility projects for the benefits of the company's host communities.
The OGTV News will continue shortly after this break. Do stay with us. We'll be back shortly. You're still watching OGTV News. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has described as a welcome development that the campaign of all 7 members of the Allied People's Movement in the Ogun State House of Assembly to the All Progressives Congress, APC, on Thursday. In a press statement issued in Abeokuta on Friday and signed by the Publicity Secretary, Ogun APC Caretaker Committee, Comrade Tunde Olatunjoye, the party welcomes the former APM members and described the action as a welcome development and long expected. The party also commended the Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olakunle Olomo, for what it called his maturity, courage, and selflessness with which he has led the current House of Assembly since inauguration, while urging the returnees to cooperate with the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun. The party commended the Governor for his disposition to all the members of the House of Assembly, regardless of political tendencies or affiliations. The statement also urged the 7 House of Assembly members to seize the opportunity of the ongoing APC membership revalidation and registration to register the membership at the polling units in the various wards. Honorable Igbalaye Wasiu Ayodele, an old student of Imo Methodist Primary School, Okeyeke, Abeokuta, Ogun State, has donated toilet facilities to his alma mater. Stakeholders at the commissioning of the facilities appreciated the gesture, urging other individuals not to forget their alma mater and the something. Idowu Fabaju reports that the project was executed under the name of the Donors Foundation, Igbalaye Ayodele Foundation. This reports.
According to research, a lack of decent toilets and clean water are major cause of diarrhea, which claims lives of about 800 children every day, as the health impacts of poor sanitation trap people in poverty, making it difficult to access education. Realizing this, Chief Igbalaye Wasiu, founder of Igbalaye Ayodele Foundation, who is an old student of Imo Methodist Primary School, Okeyeke, Abeokuta, has given back to his alma mater by donating a toilet facility to the school. Stakeholders at the event appreciated the gesture, calling on other well-meaning individuals and the organized private sector to join hands with government in uplifting the education sector.
I want to thank the donor of the day for his kind gesture towards the development of education in the state. As we all know that government cannot do it alone, we still need people like this to partner with the government.
The donor, who was represented by Honorable Olajide Kabir, charged pupils of the school to make use of the facilities judiciously.
I feel elated and I appreciate him for what he has done for the school, particularly for the learners. And I want him to do more for the school. Being an old student of the school, we appreciate him a lot.
I quickly appreciate the donor, the man that giving us this type of distance. So we want to appreciate him and they want to commend him, and I pray that God will continue
to ọ̀rọ̀ kòrónà everybody ń pariwo kìrìsìn kò ní sí kòró kò ní sí gbogbo yẹn ètò bá sí ibi tí ẹ̀gbin máa gbà àrùn burúkú dẹ̀ ń ṣe ọmọ wa.
First, you have to give back to society, and this very great school is a school that our honorable Chief Igbalaye Wasiu attended during his primary school education, and he was informed that they lack toilet, so he decided to do that for them. So in appreciation to what he has gained from this great.
The school authority appreciated the donor for the kind gesture. Idowu Fabaju, OGTV News.
The Ogun State monthly environmental sanitation exercise for the month of January will hold on Saturday, 30th, from 7 to 10 in the morning. A statement from the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Engineer Razak Olabode Ojetola, says due to the daily sustained sanitation by various households in the state. There will be no restriction of movement in all the 20 local government areas of the state for the environmental exercise. The statement, however, enjoined households to use the period of the exercise to further improve on their sanitation, clean their drainage channels, surroundings, and give the waste to the private sector providers in the areas for proper disposal. Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State has appealed to the federal government to rebuild its iconic Jos main market. The governor, who made the appeal at an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari, also discussed with the Nigerian leader issues relating to security, the appointment of new service chiefs, and the coronavirus pandemic. It was the first formal engagement between President Muhammadu Buhari and the Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, who is also the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum in the new year. He was there to express the appreciation and support to the President for the launch of Alternative School Program Initiative, his commitment towards reviving the NNDC of certain backlog of entitlements owed the disengaged staff of the new Nigerian newspapers, as well as the appointment of new service chiefs.
To assure him of our general support. The change of service chiefs is very commendable, and I also remind him about some of the outstanding things that was left behind by their predecessors, so that we can hasten and conclude them to make people safe, especially that we had serious cases of banditry, kidnapping, and so many issues of insecurity in the country. So we are going to give the maximum cooperation to the new service chiefs. In February, the whole Northern Governors are going to meet with traditional rulers to look at ways of addressing youth restiveness and also issue of traditional council, which are also related to general insecurity in the north and of course Nigeria.
The Jos main market destroyed by fire in 2007. The governor said Plateau State lacks the capacity to rebuild it. And on COVID-19, Governor Lalong told the president that northern governors have resolved to lead by example as regards the expected vaccination. The newly appointed Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Leo Irabor, on Friday resumed office at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. Irabor took over from General Gabriel Olonishakin, the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, appointed 4 new service chiefs on Tuesday after much pressure from Nigerians that it brings in fresh hands to pilot the country's anti-terrorism war. The new service chiefs, aside from Irabor, are Major General Ibrahim Atahiru as Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral A.Z. Gambo as Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal Isiaka Oladayo Amao as Chief of Air Staff. The failure of the immediate past service chiefs to conquer the insurgency war in the northeast had ignited the clamor for the removal and replacement with fresh hands. Meanwhile, the former Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Abubakar Sadiq, has urged Nigerians to extend support to his successor, Air Vice Marshal Isiaka Oladayo Amao. Sadiq resigned from the position on January 26, leading to the appointment of Amao by President Muhammadu Buhari. The 20th Chief of Air Staff, who handed over to his successor on Friday after serving in the position for 5 years, thanked all those who supported his tenure. He, however, pledged to continue to do his utmost, even in retirement, to ensure the peace and prosperity of a united Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has communicated the appointment of the service chiefs to the National Assembly and has sought the confirmation of the said appointment by the Senate. This communication was done through Buhari's letter to the Senate President on 27th January 2021. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate, Senator Babajide Omowurare, who made this disclosure on Friday, stated that this is in furtherance of Section 18, subsection 1 of the Armed Forces Act, Cap A 20 laws of the Federation of Nigeria. According to the senator, Buhari's gesture goes contrary to fears expressed in some quarters that the president has bypassed the National Assembly in the process of the appointment of the service chiefs, and that he has no intention of seeking consideration and confirmation of the appointment. A federal high court in Abuja has voided the election of the member of Kogi Assembly, Atul Egbuno, representing Ibaji constituency on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC. In his place, Justice Eyang Ekwo ordered that the candidate of the party that came second in the December 5, 2020 by-election, which produced Egbuno, should be inaugurated in place of the sacked APC candidate. Justice Ekwa gave the order in a judgment on Friday in a suit filed by Joseph Enemona, in which he challenged the propriety of the primary election conducted by his party, the APC, to choose a candidate for the by-election. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declared APC's Egbuna winner with 8,515 votes, while PDP's candidate for the election, Daniel Enefola, came second with 4,564 votes. Justice Ekwo, in the judgment, upheld the plaintiff's claim that the APC did not conduct a valid primary election. It declined the plaintiff's request for an order for the conduct of a fresh primary election, as the time for the conduct of primary and nomination of candidates for the December 5, 2020 by-election had lapsed. Counsels to the wife of Sheikh Ibrahim Yakubu El-Zazaki, leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, have urged the Kaduna State High Court to vacate the order it earlier made directing the Nigeria Correctional Service to release her for COVID-19 treatment. The court therefore revoked the order after an oral application was made by H.D. Magashi from the chambers of Falano, who told the court that Zina has regained her health. It will be recalled that on 26th January, Justice Kurada ordered Mrs. Zazaki to be released when a counsel, Femi Falano, presented a medical report and asked the court to allow her access medical treatment for COVID-19 out of detention in accordance to NCDC protocol. It's now time to bring you glimpses. With the dust gathered over the American election, the Democrat's Joe Biden is now the 46th president of the world's biggest democracy. But not enough people know Joe Biden as someone who once considered suicide. Glimpses tonight focuses on a man who had been through the lowest of the lows in life.
Joe Biden began his career in law, but quickly turned to politics, and in 1972, he became the 5th youngest senator in American history.
Senator Biden, it's nice to have you here as the youngest member of the Senate.
But sadly, his celebration did not last long. Just 1 month later, he had to go through the biggest of tragedies. His family was out for Christmas shopping when a tractor trailer crashed into them. Wife of the newly elected senator and their baby daughter were killed.
The wife of newly elected Senator Joe Biden and their baby daughter were killed.
In a matter of months, Joe Biden went from having everything to losing what mattered the most. He became a single dad who had to take care of his 2 seriously injured young sons. He was sworn into the Senate in the same hospital room where his sons were recovering. It was at this lowest point when Joe thought about ending his life.
For the first time in my life, I understood how someone could consciously decide to commit suicide.
But realizing what it would do his sons if they lost both their mother and father, he knew he had to fight and stay alive. Joe famously rode the train back home from his office every night for 4 hours so he could read his sons' bedtime stories and have breakfast with them every morning, earning him the nickname Amtrak
We
joke.
think about the countless thousands of other people who suffered so much more than we have, with so much less reason to go on. But they get up every morning, every day. They put one foot in front of the other. They keep going. That's the unbreakable spirit of the people of America.
Good evening. I'm Beau Biden, and Joe Biden is my dad.
To add more to life tragedies, during his vice presidency, his son, Bill, who was only 46, lost his life to brain cancer.
I get up every morning, Jill and I, not a joke, and I ask myself, is he proud of me?
The loss of his son gave him a stronger service of purpose. He simply wanted to make Bill proud. Despite the severe losses he went through life, Joe learned to never give up because he realized that his wife, his daughter, and his son were all still a part of him.
Family was the beginning, the middle, and the end.
So, Joe, for your faith in your fellow Americans, for your love of country, and for your lifetime of service that will endure through the generations, I'd like to ask the military aide to join us on stage. For the final time as president, I am pleased to award our nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to award the Presidential Medal of Freedom with distinction to my brother, Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr.
Finally, Joe Biden, for the second time, contested and won the United States of America's seat as the president.
The President-elect of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Less than 100 days, Joe Biden has made some moves as he promised during the swearing-in ceremony to better the lots of the world.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr., do solemnly swear.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr., do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California.
Many thanks to Biodun Alabi for that special one on Joe Biden, the 46th President of the United States of America. It's now time to bring you business news.